When you hear the term shell company, you might think of a business that has no real assets or operations and is used to hide money or evade taxes. You might also think that the word shell comes from the idea of an empty shell that has nothing inside. But did you know that the origin of this idiom is actually related to a famous oil company? The company we know today as Shell was founded in 1907 by the merger of two rival firms, Royal Dutch Petroleum and Shell Transport and Trading. The latter was originally a London-based company that imported seashells from Asia and sold them to collectors and decorators. The founder, Marcus Samuel, later expanded into oil trading and shipping and adopted a scallop shell as his logo. Shell became one of the largest oil companies in the world and also one of the most controversial. In the 1950s and 1960s, Shell was involved in several political and environmental scandals in Africa, especially in Nigeria. Shell was accused of exploiting the oil-rich Niger Delta region, causing pollution, human rights violations, and supporting corrupt regimes. To avoid taxes and regulations, Shell also created hundreds of subsidiaries and affiliates in offshore jurisdictions, which were essentially shell companies. After Nigerian people pushed for persecution of Shell, the lawsuit that followed, as well as the verdict, used the word shell company 729 times, despite the term not being established at the time. Shell executives used that fact to make fun of the legal system of Nigeria multiple times in official statements as well as in public appearances. That, however, backfired. From that moment on, people, knowing that Shell was to put it lightly, not so nice company, used the word in a way that stuck. The term we now all know as shell company, a bad business practice used by the biggest and most greedy corporations imaginable, established through one of the giants in environmental destruction and shady business dealings. So, the next time you hear someone talk about a shell company, remember that it has nothing to do with empty shells, but rather with a giant oil company that used them to conceal its shady activities. Thank you for listening in. If you want more facts like this, please consider subscribing and liking. If you got anything to add, please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you, and until next time, stay safe.